My father, a giant of a man. Not in stature, but in heart. We were two peas in a pod. We laughed together, shared silly jokes. He had a way of making the ordinary extraordinary. Our bond, unbreakable, forged in love and laughter. From a young age, he took me on adventures. Our favorite place? Cardigan Bay in Aberystwyth, Wales. The rugged coastline, the sound of crashing waves, the salty air. It was our sanctuary, where we felt most alive. We'd walk for hours along the beach, collecting seashells, sharing stories, laughing until our sides ached. He taught me to appreciate the simple things, the beauty of nature, the importance of family. These memories, etched in my heart, they are the legacy he left behind, a treasure I will cherish forever, my father, my hero, my guiding star. The diagnosis hit us hard: prostate cancer. The doctors were optimistic at first, but the cancer was aggressive. It spread quickly. Hope dwindled with each passing day. Soon the inevitable conversations began. End-of-life care. Do not resuscitate orders, DNA CPR. My heart ached, the thought of losing him unbearable. But I knew I had to be strong for him. We talked about his wishes. He didn't want to be kept alive by machines. He wanted to die with dignity, surrounded by love. It was the hardest decision I ever made, but I knew it was the right one. I had to honor his wishes. His decline was rapid. Each day he grew weaker. My heart broke a little more with each passing moment. But through the pain, I held on to hope. Hope that he knew how much I loved him. Hope that he wouldn't suffer. The day arrived, the day I dreaded. I sat by his bedside, holding his hand, whispering words of love. He was weak, his breathing shallow, but his eyes, they still held a spark of recognition, of love. He tried to speak, his voice, a mere whisper. Cardigan Bay, he breathed. Scatter my ashes there. His last wish, a simple request. But it meant the world to me. I promised him I would. Tears streamed down my face. He squeezed my hand gently, as if to say, "It's okay." A peaceful look washed over his face. And then, he was gone. My heart shattered into a million pieces. The pain, unbearable. But amidst the grief, a sense of relief. He was no longer suffering. He was at peace. After the funeral, I was given his ashes. They were contained in a simple wooden urn. I held it close, feeling the weight of his absence, but also a strange sense of comfort. It was all that was left of him, a tangible reminder of the love we shared. For weeks, I kept the urn by my bedside as if he were still there, watching over me. I would talk to him, share my thoughts and feelings. It brought me solace, knowing that a piece of him remained. But I knew his final resting place was not beside my bed. He belonged to the sea, to Cardigan Bay, the place where our happiest memories were made. I knew I had to honor his last wish, to set him free. Section 5. Journey to Cardigan Bay, retracing shared steps. The drive to Cardigan Bay was a blur. My mind raced with memories of our laughter, our adventures, the bond we shared. I could almost feel his presence beside me, guiding me. As I approached the coast, my heart began to race. The familiar sights and sounds washed over me. The rugged cliffs, the crashing waves, the salty air. It was as if time stood still, as if he were there, waiting for me. I parked the car and stepped out. The air was thick with the scent of salt and seaweed. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of my grief, but also a sense of peace. I was here, in his favorite place, to fulfill his final wish. Section 6. The familiar scent of salt air memories resurface. I walked towards the cliff's edge, the wind whipping my hair around my face, the sound of the waves crashing against the rocks below. It was both exhilarating and terrifying, just like him. I closed my eyes, and for a moment I could almost hear his laughter, see his smiling face, feel his strong arm around my shoulders. The memories so vivid, so real. I opened my eyes and looked out at the vast expanse of the ocean. The waves crashing against the rocks seemed to echo the turmoil in my heart, the grief, the loss, but also the love, the unbreakable bond we shared. Section 7. The day of farewell, a bittersweet pilgrimage. The day was bright, the sun glinted off the water, the sky a brilliant blue. It was the perfect day for a farewell, a day to celebrate his life, his love, his legacy. I held the urn tightly in my hands, feeling the weight of his ashes, the weight of my grief, but also the lightness of knowing he was finally free, free from pain, free from suffering. I took a deep breath and began to speak, words of love, words of gratitude, words of farewell. I told him how much he meant to me, how much I loved him, how much I would miss him. Section 8. Letting go ashes scattered, love remains. And then, with trembling hands, I opened the urn. His ashes, a fine gray powder, swirled in the wind. I watched as they were carried out over the ocean, scattered by the breeze, becoming one with the sea. Tears streamed down my face, but they were not tears of sadness. They were tears of love, of gratitude, of release. I had fulfilled his last wish, set him free, and in doing so I had found a sense of peace. I stood there for a long time, watching as the last of his ashes disappeared into the horizon, and then I whispered, "Goodbye, Dad, I love you." Section 9. Dolphins dancing on the horizon. A father's spirit endures. As if on cue, a pod of dolphins appeared on the horizon, leaping and playing in the waves, their sleek bodies glistening in the sunlight. It was a magical sight, a sign. I watched in awe as they danced and played, their joy infectious. It was as if they were celebrating his life, his spirit, his love. I smiled through my tears, knowing that he was at peace, and that his spirit would live on, in the hearts of those who loved him, in the beauty of the ocean, in the laughter of children. Section 10. A legacy of love, carrying his memory. I left Cardigan Bay that day feeling a sense of closure, of peace, of love. I knew that my father would always be with me, in my heart, in my memories, in the lessons he taught me. I carry his legacy with me every day, his love for life, his kindness, his generosity, his unwavering belief in me. I know that I will never be truly without him because his love will always be a part of me, and that is a gift that death can never take away. Section 11. Until we meet again, the eternal bond. The bond between a father and daughter is unbreakable. It transcends time and space. Even death cannot sever it. It lives on, in the memories we cherish, in the love we carry in our hearts. My father may be gone, but he will never be forgotten. He will always be my hero, my guiding star, the man who taught me the true meaning of love. Until we meet again, Dad, I love you always.